Hey guys, it's Cassie aka Cats and Camera, and today I'm doing my August wrap up. So if you saw my TBR at the beginning of August, you'd have seen me be all, oh, it's gonna be chill, I'm not gonna put too much on it. I ended up reading 14 things, so yeah, just gonna dive right in and try and get through these pretty quickly. So first of all, I read Legendary Star-Lord Volume 1 on my Kindle. This one, it was fun, I liked the artwork, but I think I gave it 3 stars. The story was alright, it wasn't anything special, it wasn't great, funny as it could be. This follows just Star-Lord and not any of the other Guardians of the Galaxy, so maybe it's more fun if it has all of them in, but it was alright. There you go. Next up, I read Endurance by Zaya Feli, which is the second book in the Ironbreakers trilogy, and this is just a really fun series. It's so quick to get through. I read it like this and it's just really fun and interesting. It follows Ren, who is the bastard prince, and the king and the proper prince get murdered and he gets accused of doing it and then is on the run and trying to get his kingdom back. Next up, I read The Half-Drowned King by someone. This was one of my library books from July and I didn't finish it, so I finished it in August. It's about Norwegian Vikings and a brother and a sister who both have their separate storylines and they're doing stuff and going on raids and all that business, all Viking-y type things going on in Norway. This was enjoyable. I think I gave it like 4 stars. It wasn't amazing, but it was fun to read and I just like stuff set in Norway, so I enjoyed the visuals of it as well. Next up, I read Volume 4 of Preacher. I also read Volume 5 a bit later on in the month, so I might as well just talk about them both. Great series, you should read it if you want to. This is about a preacher dude who gets this Genesis thing in him, which is a angel and a demon's baby, so it's dead powerful, and then it goes into the preacher and then he has powers and stuff. But I think I enjoyed Volume 5 more than Volume 4. Volume 4 was 3 different short stories about certain characters that are in the series, and then Volume 5 kind of progresses the story but not a lot. But it's really fun, so I don't really mind that it's mostly just chilling out at a cafe. And also in Volume 5 at the beginning there's like a little short about Cassidy, who is a vampire, and he's my favourite character, so I was very much a fan of that. And this is a sort of artwork in Preacher. Next up, I read iZombie Volume 1 by somebody that I can't remember. It's here, it'll say it. This one, I've seen the TV show, I watched the first couple of seasons. I should get around to finishing it because I did actually enjoy it. But the comic is pretty different from the TV show. From the get-go, everything like the job, the main character's name, the fun stuff, the shenanigans, how zombies exist, everything's different, but it was really fun to read. I enjoyed it. I liked the artwork, which I can't show you because I don't have it on me, but yes, definitely worth checking out if you like the show, if you don't like the show, because it is different but still fun. Next, I read The Size of the Truth by Andrew Smith, and I absolutely loved this. I gave it 5 stars. It was so good. It was so quintessentially Andrew Smith, just without all the swears and the harrowing storylines, because it's middle grade, so great. This follows Sam, who you might have met if you've read The Standoff, which is the sequel to Winger. He's in there. But this follows him now doing stuff, but also back in the day when he was like 4 or 5, he got stuck down the bottom of a well for a few days, and it follows him there and all the crazy shenanigans he gets up to. There's a really snarky armadillo that talks to him when he's down there and it's just hilarious. He's such a troll, Bartleby. It made me laugh so much. I also just really enjoy Andrew Smith's writing style. It's not for everyone, but I wish I could just tell everyone to go and read Andrew Smith, but I know that some people will not get on with his writing because he repeats quite a lot of the same things. He uses characters' names in their full name, like first and second name, and he'll say the same thing over and over again. But I really like it. You should definitely check this out. That's all I'm saying. It's a middle grade, so it's an easy way into Andrew Smith. It's not as weird as most of his other things. Check it out. Next up, I read Volume 2 and 3 of Sweet Tooth. So in this series, there's something that's happened in the world and then children are being born hybrids with weird different animal bits. And Gus is one of them, as you can tell by his antlers. And it's just a lot of bad stuff's going on. And he's just a kid in there. I think he's 11, just over his head. There's crazy experiments going on. There's other kids in the second volume, I think. But then mostly into the third, there's this new character, Bobby, is introduced, and I absolutely adore him. It's amazing, he's so cute. Here's the artwork, and here's Bobby. He's absolutely adorable. Look how he talks, he's so cute. I'm looking forward to going on to volume 4. Next up, I read Giant Days volume 1. This one, I give it 3 stars. I like the artwork and I like the idea of it, but I feel like it doesn't gel enough for me. Each of the individual issues in here, it's like they're not different enough from each other to be just little one-shots, but they're also not a complete arc, and that kind of got to me. It felt a little bit all over the shop. For example, the first issue in here was a certain thing, and then the next one went straight to something different, but then the second and third kind of had things in common but then didn't. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but I feel like the story could probably get better. I did enjoy the artwork, so it's definitely one that I want to check out and keep having a go at. But yeah, it was just, the storyline just wasn't there for me enough. Next up, I read The Pride Volume 1 on the Kindle. This one is basically a group of superheroes who are all LGBT+, and I liked it. The thing with this one is that each issue inside it had a different artist, so some of them I liked a lot more than others. Certain characters didn't look as distinguished to each other in certain versions of the artwork, but aside from that, I enjoyed the storyline, I liked all the characters, and yeah, it was free to read on the Kindle, so if you have Prime, give it a go, I guess. Next, I read Zombieland Volume 2. This is about these people that can see that when people are meant to be dead, so they're zombies, and then they have to go and kill them, or kill them properly so they're actually dead. And I didn't enjoy this as much as the first volume. I felt like it was a little bit all over the shop. The first half of it kind of seemed pointless to me. It didn't really progress the storyline. It felt really weird. There'll be a scene and then the next panel it felt like it was a completely different place, and I was like, what the crap is going on? Because this is translated into English, so I should know what's going on, but I don't. But about halfway through it started picking up again, so we finally got to what I actually wanted to see. And yeah, I have the next couple of volumes on this, so hopefully it will get better again, because I do like the concept. And I mean, the artwork's just pretty standard manga. Next up, I read Black Panther, the collection, volume 1. This one I really didn't get on with. In fact, it was like 400 pages, and about halfway through I was just skim reading it because it was really just boring, and I didn't enjoy the storyline, didn't enjoy the way it was written. It was written so it was like this guy, he was some sort of agent, who had gone to pick up Black Panther to bring back, and it was him telling the story to somebody else, but it was all over the place, so it wasn't in chronological order. So something would happen that we had no idea what was going on about, and then he goes back to him like, oh no, this happened before then. Or the woman he's talking to was like, I don't know what you're on about, start from the beginning. And I was like, yes, I don't know what you're on about, start from the beginning. And I just really did not enjoy the way it was done, because most of it was told rather than shown, which is stupid because it's a comic, so you can show it even better in literal pictures. But there's just massive blocks of text of him explaining what was happening rather than just drawing the bloody picture and letting me just look at it because it's a comic. And yeah, wasn't a fan. I found the storyline boring. I didn't like the writing. It was just a meh for me, and because it was so long as well, I was like, oh my god, this is so long-winded. I look at it, I was like 15% done. Oh, why did I pick this book? So yeah, not a fan. I think it's put me off Black Panther just in general, which is a shame. And last but not least, I read Red, White and Royal Blue by, what's her name, I remember, Casey McQuiston. Yes, so I feel like quite a few people wanted to hear my thoughts on this because they know that I read a lot of gay contemporary fiction. And my thoughts on this was, I enjoyed it. I liked the characters. I thought the whole thing with the president's son and the Prince of England, you know, I quite liked it. I liked the emails and stuff and messages between each other. But I couldn't get on with the writing style. I still gave it 4 stars, but it was like, it took me about 80 pages to even feel like I was in the book rather than just reading it on the pages, because it's really weirdly written in my opinion, the tense of it kind of thing. It feels like I'm reading someone narrating the story rather than I'm reading the story, or that I'm reading somebody telling me the stage cues for a play. So it felt like there was a barrier between me and the story. For example, it would be like, instead of saying Alex walked over to the bar, it says Alex walks over to the bar. So it felt like stage directions, if you know what I mean. Like, Alex walks over to the bar and orders a drink. And for some reason that was just like a brick wall with me. every time I put this book down and picked it back up again, it took me quite a while to get back into the story because I just couldn't get past the way it was written. It was really weird until it was like messages between the characters, so we didn't have that weird tense there. And yeah, I started this at the beginning of the month and I actually finished it right at the end. So I enjoyed it as I was reading it, but I kept putting it down and picking other things up. But this isn't AU, right? We all know that. But can I just tell you, no, a woman president and a mixed race family from Texas, that's acceptable. A gay prince, he wants to come out, but does he? Because it's all flipping royal stuff. You know, I'll accept that. But I'm sorry, it's too far when the story says that in the palace they would serve beans on toast in the morning. I'm sorry, beans on toast is a working class food. Don't take that away from us. The royals would never eat beans on toast. It is an English working class food. So when I read that, I was like, you can be AU, but you can't be that AU, okay? So yeah, it's your my opinion. I don't know why everybody raves on about it like it's the best thing ever written, because of the tense. It just took me out of it. But I did enjoy it, so give it a read. It's heavy on sex, so if you feel like this is a YA without looking at it, it's not. It's new adult, I guess. Adult, I don't know. It's very much, let's have a quickie every time we meet. So if that's not what you want, don't read it. If it is, check it out. But yeah, it was definitely worth a read, but it's not one of my favourite LGBT contemporary books. Maybe it would be if I could actually get into it, but that barrier was just there for me the whole time, unfortunately. So yes, those were all the books that I read in August. I would be holding them here, but I've been thrown on my bed every time I've been doing this and I can't reach it, so imagine it's there. There we go. So yeah, let me know down below if you read any of these, what you thought about them, what you thought about my opinions on them. I would love to know. Let me know down below. If this is your first video by me and you enjoy it, then please check out some of my others. And if you continue to enjoy them, then please subscribe. That'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I will see you in a few days with another video. Bye.